Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. We're on the back of two nice winning sessions, so we've crawled our way back to $53, and let's try and continue. Feeling a bit fresher today, so hopefully the play will improve. We shall see. Why is that not big blinds? Turn that back to big blinds. Find it a lot easier to play with big blinds. Don't know why. Plus, it'll help me if we do. It's probably a raise. I think we're gonna fold this. Plus, it'll help me if we do get the higher stakes because we'll just feel like we're still playing 5-L if it just says big blinds. I try not to lose money at the start because the last couple of sessions we've had some poor pots. We've made some poor decisions at the start of the session. So we're going to try and stop that. We've got two weaker players, so we're going to open a7 off here. I'd rather 4-bet bluff, king 3 suited, or king deuce suited, something like that, rather than king 7 off, so we're going to fold. So we do get a call from this guy. You could be doing that with loads of hands. Is king jack a raise here? I mean, against this sizing, it might not be. I'm gonna call. Check into this guy on the queen. He could have queen jack, so he could have picked up a pair. I think we're just gonna play a bit safer against two weaker players. Don't think we can fold with the jack and the king of diamonds, so we're gonna peel. I think this does hit his range quite a bit, the queen. So we're just gonna let this one go. Debating whether check raise makes sense. Don't think so. I think we just call. And now we're just gonna shove if he bets. 100% shoving this in. Good luck, us. He's not folding a flush if he has one. But I think with the king of diamonds there, we have to do that. Worked out pretty well, which is nice. Gonna muck the queen 9 off here. Sounded like a smaller raise as well from the small blind. So maybe play a bit tighter, but raise smaller. Might make sense. Because the big blind will have to defend more, but if we have a tighter range, it should be fine. Unsure if this is a 3-bet. It's probably a call. And this was probably a mix between a call and a 3-bet. A 3-bet this time. So the deuce shouldn't affect much. We shouldn't have a deuce. But we do have cards that interact with these slightly, with the ace and the 8. I think we're going to check back now. And now we're just gonna bet, try and fold out an ace, basically. Worked out. We are in the big blind, so we could put in a bet here as a bluff. Problem is, this guy can have any of this as well. And he could definitely have a flush draw. We could try and bet now to get him off a 7 or an 8 with the king here, so I'm going to try that. This might be terrible. We're going to size down slightly. Might have tanked too long. Not sure about his call on the turn there. It's not nice when he snaps like that. It's pretty loose. So on the left hand side, it looks like we opened and had a flat. We picked up a pair. But he could still have 7s, 8s, 9s here for sure. Debating whether a call is good here. We're ahead of, like, maybe, it's going to say King Jack, but King Jack probably bets the flop. I'm going to let this one go, I think. Probably bets diamonds on the flop. Could have a 10. I'm going to fold. Flop a gut shot, 8 high board. I think we should do a lot of checking on this. I'm going to do that. Not going anywhere. We've picked up a pair. Still have a gut shot. We're ahead of any flush draws. So we're going to call. Turning 2 pair now. We could probably try and bet an amount to get a call from an 8. I think we bet big-ish, and then if we get check raised, we just fold. See bet jacks, we get a call. He's likely to full bet ace king, I think. So king queen is definitely in his range. Queens and kings are going to be going in. We definitely have an advantage here though, so I think we're going to start with a bet. We're going to size up slightly because of the suits. When he calls like that, I think he definitely has this board locked down. So we're going to check, try and river a jack. But the point of the bet was to fold out things like 10s and 9s. And random ace high. We're going to check, expect to lose. I mean, what are we ahead of? Ahead of 10 jack, I suppose. But that's probably bluffs the river. Ace queen. You might have ace queen. I don't know. Let's find out. Expect to lose. Ace king. I feel like you should be 4-betting that against the button. No, he's not folding ace king on that run out, I don't think. Against a reg, we're just gonna fold this, I think. Checking on this flop. We could definitely have a 10 here. I think we should probably bet this. But then I don't really want to get check raised. I'm going to check again. We don't have any spades or clubs. Because we have an out to the peer nuts, I'm going to call. Which we hit. Unlucky. Felt like he was going to bluff. 5-7 of diamonds didn't feel like firing. Size down a little bit actually. Aces against this guy. The ace queen barreler. Typical. Not sure if this is a raise or not. Feels like it should be. Probably plays as a mix. I'm gonna call this time. Start with a small bet. See if we can get to the river cheaply. Right, so we raise from under the gun. We get a flat from the big blind. I mean, we're starting with a small bet. Could even check, I suppose. But we're blocking 10 jack. He definitely he has more tens than us for sure. We block queen jack as well. We're not going anywhere with the royal flush draw and a pair. And here we're going to peel. Blocking 10 jack, we're going to call this. I mean, you could definitely have it at 10 here for sure, but I think we have to call. I feel like he's milking us though. And we're going to peel one here. It's not the turn card we were looking for. However, he could slow down if he has kings or queens or jacks. Expecting to check back some of the time. He does have ace king, ace queen as well. I think we just check. And we're going to fold that. He probably plays okay as a call here. We're going to fold that. I think we're going to put in a raise as a bluff. The Jack of Hearts. I think you could definitely be calling us with King Eye flush here. Does that mean we should give up now and check? I think we do. I think we just play rivers. You could have the case King of Hearts here for sure. We're going to fold this. I think I'm going to check back. I don't expect it to be called by a 10 of hearts or lower. So got unlucky there, I think. No, let's don't fold that, please. I was lucky. Nearly auto folded that. Gonna peel here. Don't think I want to raise this out of position. Kind of like a 3-bet here though, once in a while. We're gonna peel, looking for a jack. I think we go for the check raise on the river again. We've picked up more equity. He did call that really fast, so I assume he has decent king. Without a club, if that was the 5 of clubs, we'd be barreling for sure. I think we check back now. We pick up an 8. We're looking for 2 pair or a straight. So just hope we get lucky. Bet in half pot without a spade. The question is, do I want to jam now? Against this, this is disgusting. We're going to check back and lose. I think we call, I'm not sure. So we're a huge favourite. Let's hold, please. Nice. I think if we barrel the turn and fire the river, he might have folded. Not 100% though. Speed that he called, you know, he'd tell he had a king. And picking up the 5 of diamonds, I think we've turned a bit more equity that we can check back. I'm not sure. Might be the wrong logic there. I think we butchered this hand if we think about it a bit more closely. I don't. He didn't re-raise us, so we shouldn't really have ace king, kings, or aces, where we do. We're gonna call this. Debating whether to shove this. Yeah, I think we are gonna shove. Got a gut shot and a flush draw. I think we can put in a raise. I want to bet the amount so we can get it all in by the river. So he's got. So we need to bet about this much. I don't know. That bet sizing was a bit fishy. Should have been pot or 75. Yeah. So for this hand, I think we probably could have went smaller on the flop, bombed the turn, pot, or near pot. Jam river, but he's probably getting it all in on the turn actually. If I do that, so that might not be the optimal play. Maybe small jam. Might have played better as a third pot bet, jam the ace. I think that's probably the better play. Not sure why I went to 70%. That's not really my default bet size on those boards, but I mean this is normally super duper nutted, but with jacks don't think we could fold. We're just gonna play pot in position. So with a 7, we have backdoor straight draw both ways, 8-9 or ace queen. And against 2-2, I think I'm going to check this one back, the nut flush draw. I think I'm going to call one. This might be wrong. It's probably wrong, isn't it, without a spade? I think if we had the jack of spades, we could probably call this, but I'm going to fold actually. We're going to bet now. And I guess now we just check and lose. I think the sizing I chose on the turn there was probably not optimal either. If I wanted to bluff the river, should pick a larger sizing. Let's think about what I'm checking the flop with. I mean, the queen, any queen without diamonds or king queen are probably not checking. So a lot of my queens are taken out. Under the gun, I'm not going to have many twos, if any. I'm going to check this back. Weak ace, diamonds, backdoor diamonds. I think we call, try and get this guy in. And do we bet now? No, I think we check call. Well, this guy can definitely have an ace for sure. He would check back when the jack comes down, because I called this bet. He could think I have a jack. Spades get there. I mean, king, queen, he could be bluffing. It's a large bet he's chosen. So he's chosen the size. I think I'm going to call. Yeah, nice. So the sizing at the end made me make that decision. Because if he had just a ace king, I don't think he's going to choose that large sizing, especially the way I played it. With this guy folding, how did this happen? So he raised him like flat apparently. I don't even remember playing this hand. We're gonna fold. If this guy called, he could have called, but he hasn't got a full stack, so we don't particularly want to set mine. Weakish player in the big blind, so we're gonna open this. I think because this is one of our weakest openers, we're gonna put in a bluff. And then against snap jam, we're gonna fold. The reason I chose this is obviously we block ace king, we block ace ace, and it's one of the weakest hands we're gonna open, so we're gonna bluff it sometimes. Didn't work out this time. Calling here would be suicidal. Well, we've got to be right like 2% of the time, so I think we flick this in. I think we're going to call this. Our range is pretty capped, so these type of hands, that's the only problem. I think we're going to peel up. And kind of like this as a semi-bluff as well. Blocking king 9 to value, 10 jack, stuff like that. Plus, we have things we can river. We picked up a double gut shot now with an 8 or a queen, so I think barreling's fine. And now we hit. I think we just bet. This is disgusting. We lose to queen jack. Well, I don't think we can fold. Maybe that's always a fold. I don't know. That was a tough one. Bit of a cooler. Nice run out for us there. Against this 2-0 fold. We're gonna fold that. I suppose he could be jamming the uh, turn as well if he wishes. Some of the time. If he 3-bets, we're gonna 4-bet. We should be ahead of hands like King Jack suited, which would 3-bet some of the time. Yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. Is this a cooler or should I be folding that nearly 100% of the time? I mean, if you like, you could have 10 Jack, you could have 9 Jack, you could have 7 Jack that we're chopping. But is he just calling that bet size with those hands? He could be bluffing as well, I suppose, with the busted flush draw. So it's probably a snap call actually. I think you want to peel. It's like a small percentage. I'm gonna call this time. Might be going into like tilt land now though. Now we're gonna call this as well for sure. Go back to a flush draw, so we're not going anywhere yet. So we're gonna peel one here. Debating whether to raise this. I think a raise is probably okay, but we don't have any clubs is the problem. Maybe that's why we should raise. We're gonna put in a raise. This might be punting, but and then on the 6, I think we can slow down a bit. The speed that he called that bet, I don't think we have any fold equity at all. But we could be trapping now with a 10. Yeah, I just don't think we're getting the odds to call now. And we could be crushed if he has pocket 10s on the board's paid. So shoving on a paid board is not ideal anyway. I think we just let it go this time. Didn't work out. Folding pre-flop would have been the best, obviously. The show must go on though. So that's a nice little dip on the graph. We were up about $3-ish, I think, and now we're down $4.05. I think we want to try and thin the field, so we're gonna bet. Well, this guy behind, I don't think this is a call. We could. It's probably a fold. Yeah, we're gonna fold. See what happens. And do we want to check back now? I mean, Jack 8 gets the 10-7, 9-7 get the King 10, Ace 10 still beat me. We're gonna check back. Five six get the. Don't expect him to have 5-6. Could have Queen Jack. Could have King Queen. I mean, 8-10 probably bets the turn. I'm gonna bet. Might be value owning myself there, but quad queens, jeez. Nice fold by us. What did the other guy have? Ace 10. What a dirty pot. If I was involved in that, there'd be a three-way all in on the turn. Ah, sugar. What did I just fold? Ace 8. That's alright. And I'd be the sucker for getting all in with King Jack. Nah, I mean if it was three-way action on that turn, don't think I'll be flicking it in. I think we peel. Decent hand to see multi-way. See what Vince does. Bet against see a king turn. Vince bets. I don't think we want to raise. And I think we want to lead now though. Big-ish size. And here we're just gonna bet. Decent result for us there with a fold. Could have checked that back to try and let him catch up. There's like 0 turn cards that we're worried about. Unless he has a 4 or 5, obviously. But I think he's calling a bet with the 4 or 5 anyway.